You know what? I am excited today because we have the award-winning Superintendent of the DeSoto ISD, Dr. Usamah Rodgers. Thank you so much for being on the show with us today.
Thank you so much, Chris, for having me.
Absolutely. You know what? I've been wanting to talk with you because, man, you're just doing some great things in the short amount of time that you've been over at DeSoto ISD. You guys are really making a lot of noise over there.
You know what? DeSoto ISD is an amazing district, and great things were happening already in the district. And what we worked intentionally to do was just to tell our story. And so we've coined our AAA experience in DeSoto ISD, and we're excited to tell the world about it.
Wow. You know what? Just before we get into the story of DeSoto ISD, I want to talk about your story just a little bit.
Okay.
What inspired you to get into education, and specifically in terms of leadership?
You know, I would say realistically, I was a little girl who loved playing school, and I jokingly tell people, so I'm going to date myself. When I was in school, my teachers, they made copies, not on a copy machine, but they had that ditto machine that you had to crank and the papers would just spit out.
Oh, wow.
And so you could never get an exact amount, so you would get all these extra papers, right? And I would collect those papers, and I would play school in my neighborhood. And I would jokingly say I've been holding people accountable for a long time because I would ask them to bring my homework back. So I just loved education, and my mom, by profession, worked for the U.S. Department of Education Office of Civil Rights. Okay. And then the experience that I had in school was different from the experience that my sister had in school. I had teachers who were very caring, compassionate, and committed, and my sister had struggles with school. And for me, as I thought about my purpose, I really wanted to be an educator because it was something that I loved, and also knowing the difference that a good teacher makes in terms of educational experiences. And so I became a teacher. And then very quickly, I realized I could impact more students by working outside of the classroom. So I pursued administration, and then just had the opportunity to do some really cool things across my career.
Yeah. So now our boys and girls have the opportunity to see you as a superintendent there in DeSoto ISD, and they now have something to aspire to.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. I tell the students all the time, I was just a little girl that loved to play school, and now I lead a school district.
Wow. Well, that's an amazing story, amazing story. All right, so as we get into this upcoming school year, 2023-2024, what are you most excited about this school year?
You know, I'm most excited that we're able to continue the work that we started. You know, last year we were just able to just start scratching the surface by identifying what are the great things in the district that we have to capitalize on, how do we continue to move forward in achieving our board goals, and how do we reestablish ourselves in the community and build trust, because lots of great things are happening in DeSoto ISD, and they've been happening in DeSoto ISD. However, those weren't the stories that the community or anyone was hearing.
Yeah. So when you go back talking about rebuilding trust in the community and really connecting with the community, you guys are now doing these neighborhood walks, and talk about that and how that came to be and what's coming about as a result of that.
Yeah, so we're really excited. One thing we do is we obtain a lot of feedback, and one piece of feedback that we received is coming out of COVID, people didn't really feel connected with the school in terms of school community. And so last January, we did a community service outreach, which was DeSoto ISD Cares. And so we spent half a day as a school district volunteering at nonprofit organizations, churches within our community, and people were like, wow, this was really great, and it was nice seeing people from the school. And so this year, to kick off the school year, what we want to do is just go out to homes, introduce ourselves, you know, be able to answer questions that any parents may have, and just to extend that olive branch to say, you know, we are the community school district, and we're here to serve our students, and we want everyone to feel welcome, and for everyone to understand what are the great things that are happening each and every day in DeSoto ISD.
You know, I really commend you and your team for that effort, because many times we don't get that invitation as a parent to go to the school or some of that nature until my kid's in trouble. But here you are coming to my home, walking the neighborhood, going door to door to say, hey, we're here to support you for this upcoming school year, and making yourselves accessible. So I commend you guys for that.
And, you know, I commend the team because, you know, it was actually the team's idea. They said, you know, how do we get more involved? And, you know, in one of our brainstorming sessions, they were like, you know what, I think we need to go out and knock on doors and just have conversations with our community. So I'm really proud of my team.
There you go. There's a leader there. When you kick it back to the team, I love it. I love it. As we continue to talk about things that you guys are doing new in this upcoming school year, you guys are reopening Terrace. Talk about that.
Yeah, so Amber Terrace is a very special place to DeSoto ISD. It's our early childhood learning center. And so Amber Terrace is an entire school that is devoted to our 3 and 4-year-old scholars. And so we did surveys last year about what are the things in DeSoto ISD that our parents and community wanted to see. A few years ago, we closed campuses, and one of the resounding responses that we received was reopening Amber Terrace. We had over a 90% response rate of favorable that people wanted to see Amber Terrace come back online. So we're happy to deliver this for our community.
Yeah, because you talk about pre-K. I mean, being an educator, I mean, you know this well as anyone. I mean, that's important, to be able to get those formative years started in the right direction.
Yes, absolutely. Early childhood education is absolutely critical. And so being able to lay a positive foundation for our students in a warm and welcoming learning environment. Our teachers are excited to go back to Amber Terrace. I think about Miss Dean. She probably turned flip. She's an amazing early childhood educator with over 30 plus years of experience, and she's been excited since she heard that we are opening the doors, and all of the teachers there are just excited to be back at Amber Terrace and just to recreate that dynamic learning experience for our students.
Yeah. And if you're just tuning in, you're listening to What's Going On. I'm Chris Howell, in for Lynn Hayes, and I'm talking today with the award-winning Superintendent of DeSoto ISD, Dr. Usamah Rodgers, and we're talking about all things happening over at DeSoto ISD in the upcoming school year. But you know what? We're also going to be allowing you to glean some nuggets for what you can do as a parent to prepare for this upcoming school year as well. So it's not just DeSoto ISD, it's your ISD as well that we're going to be talking about. Dr. Rodgers, as we talk about this upcoming school year, talk about the importance of, many times as parents, we maintain the same schedule during the summer. We went to work at the same time, things of that nature, but our kids have not been on that same schedule. How do you advise parents to start preparing our kids to transition to this new schedule as we get into the new year?
Yeah, I think as parents, I think consistency is key, right, for students. So being clear about what time we're closing down to go to bed, helping them get organized at night. I think as many things as we can do to help students get off to a great start of the school day. So I know for me as a parent, one of the stressors that always created a problem is when my babies weren't prepared and I was trying to get out the door to go to work and they forgot something. So I would say the best way to help, see you chuckle, you probably had that experience, yes. And the frustration just goes off the roof and everybody's day starts off bad when that happens. So I think the key is, right, setting, established routines at night to prepare for the next day, making sure your backpack is packed, that you have everything that you need for school already in it, ready to go. And then, just setting those alarms, right, that we set specific times to go to bed so we're ready to get up, laying out your clothes or uniforms the night before, all of those things to really just help us get organized. And those are actually helping to create good life skills.
Yeah. One of the things that I don't want to turn you into a nutritionist, but, many times we think, okay, we're just going to all grab a bar and a juice or something as we're heading out the door. Are there any recommendations in terms of maybe not giving your kids all the sugar before they come into the classroom?
You know what? Actually, a lot of school districts, DeSoto ISD included, we have breakfast in the classroom. So to be honest with you, our parents, if they just get our students there bright, early, happy, and smiling, we have breakfast already available for them in the classroom.
Wow. Okay, so nutritious breakfast is already in the classroom. Just get there on time.
Just get there on time.
Okay.
Ready to learn.
I love it. And when you talk about ready to learn, I mean, you guys have got another program, the Choice and Innovation Program is offered at DeSoto ISD, and it's gaining a lot of attention. Talk about that program and why that's important for you all.
Yes, we have amazing programs. So one thing that we know is that parents want choice for their students. They want to be able to create opportunities for their students to learn and grow and achieve at their highest potential, and also to just cultivate the things that help their skill and their career goals. And so we have Katherine Johnson Technology Magnet Academy, where we're focused on aerospace and engineering. We also have Ruby Young, which is an environmental science academy. And we have our Male Leadership Academy at West, and we have Fine Arts at Woodridge, and we also have Fine Arts at McCowan that lead into our high school pathways.
Wow, awesome opportunity for our young people. Hold on one second, because it's breaking up. It's making I'm gonna come right behind you.
Okay.
It's creating a background noise that we don't want. It would have been okay if it had just stayed off the floor. Okay. So I got to pick up a minute. Probably a minute or so. That is a tremendous opportunity for our young people. And I wanted to make sure that we talk about that because, again, it's not something that's offered at every ISD.
Well, no, I think every school district offers choices. However, in DeSoto ISD, we looked at what are the things that our students and parents and families were interested in. We also aligned to what is the labor market analysis, like what are the emerging jobs in which our students will need these particular skills, where we can partner with regional businesses to create well-rounded opportunities so that when our students graduate, they have the choice to continue to go to college, and we have students who are going off to amazing colleges and universities with lots of scholarship dollars. But we also want to ensure that those students who want to go directly into a career have the opportunity to go into a career path where they can make a family sustaining wage. And I think that that's important as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So we hear a lot about equity and inclusivity. I mean, of course, they're essential in education as well. What is DeSoto ISD doing to ensure that we are being, and make sure every student feels welcome in the classroom?
I think there's a couple of things that we do. One, it starts with our mission, and we talk about and we ground everything in our mission, and that's ensuring that every student learns and grows at their highest level.
Yeah.
And I think starting with that is foundational, and using that as our guidepost. But then the other things that we do, we have social and emotional learning activities that we start our day. We work to implement restorative practices, and we're really working to create caring communities.
Wow. So, let's talk about parental involvement, because many times we talked about you guys going door to door, introducing yourselves, and again, giving that initial welcome. Talk about the importance of parents really being able to show up for, PTO, things of that nature.
Yes, parental involvement is key, and we have really outstanding parent organizations in DeSoto ISD. So we have our PTSAs, our Parent Teacher Student Associations, which we have at every one of our campuses. We also work very closely with the PTA Council, but then we also have some unique opportunities. We have Moms on a Mission, where we have moms who volunteer in our schools to help support the work. We have dads on duty who help us by just helping us with checking in students and being greeters during the day, walking the building. We have community organizations like our Police and Clergy Council that serves as our student mentors. We have lots of organizations that support our school, our booster club. So we have very engaged parents and communities, and actually even our civic leaders. And I think all of those things are important. I think where that really showed up was Teacher Appreciation Week. I was blown away by just the love and support that the city of DeSoto and Glen Height at large showed to all of our teachers and schools. And I think that makes a difference. It told our teachers that our parents and community appreciate what they do each day for our students. And that just makes us want to work harder for our kids, because we know we're all in it together.
Yeah, I mean, we all want to feel a sense of appreciation for what we do, particularly when you're pouring into the lives of young people like our teachers do on a day-to-day basis. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So parents, if you're listening, I mean, there's an opportunity for you to get involved. If you're not involved currently, DeSoto ISD, I'm sure other ISDs welcome you to become a part of things that are going on. Simply just have to go through the process of getting registered and finding out how you can get involved in an area of interest. So Dr. Rodgers, as we prepare to get ready to land our plane here, as we look forward to the 2023-24 school year, what message would you like to share with students, parents, and I guess the broader community about this exciting opportunity that lie ahead?
DeSoto ISD, we are working really hard to provide holistic, well-rounded learning experiences for our students that's really rooted and grounded in our AAA experience. And the AAA experience is where we're focused on academics. Yeah. Currently all of our students attend in an elementary school, a campus that's rated an A or a B. Currently, we haven't gotten our new ratings, but our rating for the last school year was a B by the Texas Education Agency, and we're really proud of that. Mm-hmm. We also have dynamic fine arts programs, from our Grammy Award-winning choir director to our award-winning band programs and stellar dance teams. We also have theater and fine arts, and so there's lots of artistic expression opportunities for our students that start as early as elementary school with our Woodbridge Fine Arts Academy, which is a unique program. And then our athletics, we are home to over 20 athletic championships as a district. Most notably, we were back-to-back girls basketball champions in 21 and 22. And then we are the reigning state champions in football. And so we are excited that not only do our students excel academically and artistically, they excel athletically. And so in DeSoto ISD, we do provide a AAA experience for our students.
Wow, I love it. I love it. I love it. As we prepare to close, what would you, I mean, we certainly hope that you will stay for many more years to come there at DeSoto ISD, but what would you like for it to be said in days to come about your tenure and your leadership? What would you like to be said?
You know, in DeSoto ISD, we're Eagles, and that's great. But, you know, people know the history of DeSoto. And so I'd like to be known as doing something from a different perspective and a different bird, and that's the Phoenix, that DeSoto ISD was able to rise from our past problems to really soaring to greater heights, and that we become an example for the world to see how you educate children well, that you provide holistic experiences, that you engage parents in the community, and that we really can make a difference for kids when we all come together and work together for a common purpose.
Love it. Final question to that young woman who's looking at you, young African-American woman or Hispanic woman who's looking at you and thinking, you know, I hope to be in a position of leadership someday. What do you think the thing is she would need to do in order to really see that to come to fruition?
I think the biggest thing with that is knowing your why and staying rooted in that, and then having the grit, tenacity, resilience, and perseverance to overcome all obstacles to stay focused on the goal. It's not easy, but it's definitely worthwhile.
All right. Very well said. Dr. Usamah Rodgers, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you so much, Chris. It was my pleasure.
Absolutely. And to you, thank you so much for listening.